Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 854th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I put onto YouTube. Just to say, I believe this is the 8th Battle of Disadvantages, and when I say disadvantages, I really mean disadvantages. Look at this custom map that our team has got to try and fight on here. Just look at the hills that the enemy team has got, the advantage that the enemy team has got on this map. I mean, just look at the height here that the enemy can actually form up on, and look how far away we are, and we somehow have got to try and combat an enemy team on this map. Make no mistake, this is a real challenging map, and as I say, this is the 8th battle of disadvantages here, and you can easily see what the disadvantages are. There's a rock feature there. This is a very interesting map, and people seem to enjoy this map, whether you're on Team 1 or Team 2. So, as I say, it's a custom map here. And as you can clearly see, the enemy team really has got the advantage here. And just look at the ground that we've got to try and fight up here to get up onto this onto the high ground here. So, as I say, it's a very, very challenging map for Team 1. And as I say, I believe this is the 8th battle of disadvantages that I've put on. And you can easily see the disadvantages that our team has got there. So as I say, a very challenging map for Team 1. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Schemer. Now, Schemer's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Nearly the bog standard 31k Roman army. But one thing I want to show you here is he's got a morale boosting unit there, an eagle unit within his army. Okay, so he's got an infantry general and an eagle unit there to give extra morale bonus to his army. So that's always good news. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. I'm thinking probably just just gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So that'd be a tried and tested Schemer Roman army. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now, Mad King's got 14 pikes, 5 cavalry and 1 chariot unit. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his pikes. Only gold shield, gold attack on his pikes, sir. But I believe that he may have mixed upgrades on those pikes. But just look at the length of those pikes that the enemy troops have got to try and fight down to kill the man on the other end. He usually brings well upgraded cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades. Oh my gosh, 8 upgrades. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Remember, we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armoured from head to toe, and used correctly, they can be battle-winning troops, especially with 8 upgrades on. That makes them some kind of serious cavalry there. Okay, so that looks a pretty tried and tested Mad King army there. And of course, you got his chariot unit here, and as we've talked about many times before, they got big attacking specifications, big fear factor, but if they run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, because they kill both friend and foe alike. So I always say to people, if you don't feel confident or competent, maybe think twice about bringing chariots, because as I say, when they start killing your allies' troops, when they run amok, you can become very unpopular quite quickly. Our next teammate is someone who's called himself OTD Chimrazig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now get ready for this. He's got 18 infantry. Yes, 18 infantry, 1 peasant, and an armoured cavalry general. An old school armoured cavalry general unit there. Okay, so if you have a look there, 18 infantry. Oh my gosh, imagine the firepower that can bring to the battlefield. And there's the old school armoured cavalry general. As I say, up to about maybe 16, 17 years ago, we all used to bring this as our Roman general, until most of us changed to an infantry general there. So this is genuinely old school, very, very old school, old fashioned there. And if you look at the upgrades, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his armoured cavalry general there. So to say 18 infantry, that is a lot of firepower that he's got. Plus he's got an eagle unit as well for an extra morale boosting unit there. So that's a pretty solid army there, but only 1 cavalry unit, and that being his general unit. Will 18 infantry make up for that? Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Let's say that eagle unit is a good morale boosting unit there. and will be good for his army as the battle continues there. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got his very old Roman army of 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. So there's our team. This should be a cracking battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have RTW player Fesson. Now Fesson has got 6 cavalry and 12 infantry. Yeah, 6 cavalry and 12 infantry for Fesson. As I say, he's a newer player to Rome Total War. Check out the upgrades on his cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Now that takes them out of the elite bracket into the super bracket. Make no mistake, you could well be looking at battle-winning troops there. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, and of course his infantry are hiding in the woods at this time. Their next teammate is, if we can find him through the woods. There he is. The next teammate is a Brotherhood member, Man 2. Now Man 2's got 14 pikes and 6 chariots. 14 pikes, 6 chariots. Look at the upgrades on his pikes. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Just look at the length of those pikes. Our men have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end. That's some good upgrades there on his pikes. And just to say, I'd like you to make a note of these chariots here, okay? As we talked about before, big attacking specifications, they bring a big fear factor. But if they run amok, they kill both friend and foe alike and become a menace to both friend and foe alike. And as I said before, you can become very unpopular when your chariots start killing your teammates' troops. So, as I say, if you're not confident or competent about bringing chariots, I should always think twice about it, because they really are a double-edged sword. But these particular chariots could prove decisive later on in the battle. We'll just have to see. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now, Aurelius has got 12 Spartans and unusually 5 cavalry. That's unusual for a Greek city's army to have 5 cavalry, but this is a tried and tested Greek city's army. And remember that Greek cities is Aurelius' faction of choice. They were up there's his general there. Very unusual to have a cavalry general in a Greek city's army there. So, but as I say, this is Aurelius' faction of choice, and that will be a tried and tested Aurelius army. There's his cavalry there. And if you notice, it's only light cavalry, but look at the upgrades. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's going to get the most out of this cavalry during the course of the battle, as we will see during the course of the battle. Right, and their last teammate is RV Kornovi. Now he's got 12 Sacred Band spearmen, 2 peasants, and 6 cavalry. If you have a look there, have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, his Sacred Band cavalry. You see he just got gold shield, gold attack on his Sacred Band cavalry. And you have a look at the upgrades on his Sacred Band spearmen, and you'll see, I think the majority of them just got gold shield, gold attack on. But if you have a look at his general unit, okay, there you are. If you count the upgrades there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fully upgraded. So his Carthage Sacred Band General, fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But just look at the height that this Carthage army is set at, and look how far away we are. And somehow we've got to try and fight our way up this hill. So it's going to be a really, really tall order for us. But it's got the potential to be a cracking battle. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that both Scorpion King and myself have decided to be very aggressive, and we're moving forward straight away here. As I say, there you are, you can see both our armies moving together. Remember, Scorpion King's got 18 infantry, so imagine the firepower that infantry brings to the battlefield there. So you can see the confidence that he's got there as he moves forward. And there you can see he can move in his fast-moving, old-school, old-fashioned armoured cavalry general there. I think he's going to use that unit to harass and harangue the enemy troops there. As you can see him running there. It wouldn't surprise me if he just smashed into the rear of those moving Greek city units. And there you go. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. And bang! As he smashes in there. Harassing, haranguing, trying not to let the enemy settle their And let's say about 16 years ago, you would have seen all of us, Roman generals would have been an armoured cavalry general like that. So you would have seen a lot of lightning attacks like that. As I say, look at the speed that Scorpion King is moving forward. What he'd like to do is get close to that Pontus army so he could throw loads of pilers in. But just look here, you can see the enemy troops are looking to form up on the highest part of the map, which is of course over here. You can see all the enemy troops moving towards that particular part. But as I say, Scorpion King here would love to get in range of those moving Pontus pikemen so he could throw in loads of pilers. As I say, with 18 infantry, the firepower that he can bring could be quite devastating there. And look how he's harassing those enemy units there with that fast-moving armoured cavalry general. As I say, maybe a few of you watching this might like to try and bring the old school, old-fashioned armoured cavalry general so you can do the harassing and haranguing with that unit of enemy troops. There you can see my infantry moving forward as well. As I say, I remember Scorpion King and myself trying to keep up with each other here, being very aggressive. What we're trying to do is unsettle the enemy, not let them settle in a good defensive position there, just trying to harass them a bit. And here you can see our Seleucid ally, Mad King, moving over towards us as well there. But of course, because we were on the left flank and left centre, we're a long way ahead of him. And look at poor old a schemer here. Look, he was right over on the right flank, so he's got the furthest to run to try and catch up to us there. But he will be very aware of those 6 chariots of Man 2. Okay, so he will be watching. He won't want his infantry to be caught on the move by those 6 units of chariots there. So as I say, he will be moving towards us, but he will be keeping a tactical eye on those chariots of Man 2. But here you can see that both Scorpion King and myself have made good progress up this steep hill here. And as I say, the reason we were so aggressive and moved so quickly there is just trying to unsettle the enemy troops. They're trying not to let them get into the best defensive position that they want to. So by being aggressive and being attacking here, as I say, we're trying to unsettle them, trying to make life a bit uncomfortable for them there. And as I say, with Scorpion King with his 18 infantry, if he can get close to some of those enemy units, he could cause them a lot of casualties there with the pilers that he got to throw into them. So as I say, you can see Scorpion King still moving forward. But those Greek city, those Spartan units there, to fight Spartan units uphill is really not something that any of us would want to do, really. And I remember that during the course of this battle, especially the early part, we were saying that the Greek cities on higher ground is going to be a real problem for us. Those of you that have played Rome Total War, you know how tough those Spartan units are with their 2 hit points. So fighting uphill will be very difficult. Here you'll see I'm trying to flank the enemy here, but still trying to get up onto the higher ground. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I'm trying to get around the flank of them, but still advancing up onto the higher ground. And hopefully Scorpion King maybe will advance, start throwing pilers into them to keep their attention there while I move around the flank. But this Julii, this fully upgraded Julii cavalry of Fesson there, with the downhill charge bonus they got, could be a real problem for my moving infantry. Just look at how steep that downhill bonus would be for that cavalry of Fesson if he decides to attack my moving infantry there. You can see I'm moving my cavalry in tandem with my infantry there to give them support if they are attacked by that cavalry. Okay, but here you can see Scorpion King's 18 infantry there. You can see the enemy are a little bit bunched maybe at the moment as we move towards them there. Now obviously here what I want to do is get onto the highest part of the ground that I can while I'm flanking there. As you can see, flanking the enemy troops, but trying to get onto the highest part of the ground that I can, just to try and give me a bit of an advantage there. As you can see, I'm trying to move up there. I'd like to get up onto the highest part of the ground if I could, but very, very difficult here, especially with that fully upgraded Julii cavalry up on such high ground there with the downhill charge bonus they've got. I mean, just look at the steep hill there. that I'm trying to get. That's where I want to get, is where that Julii cavalry is. I'd like to try and get up there, but look at the steepness there. And can you imagine the downhill charge bonus that fully upgraded Julii cavalry would have into my SBQR infantry? And yet I'm still trying to advance up the hill. You can see Aurelius bringing his Greek city troops over towards me here. Now I remember thinking at the time, if I can hold here for as long as I can and attract a lot of enemy troops, that could be advantageous to my allies there. Okay, now I don't think I'm going to get up any higher, but just look at that Sacred Band cavalry and that Julii cavalry there, just waiting to smash into the flank of my infantry. I'm not going to be able to get up onto that high point. That's where I was aiming for, but I'm not going to be able to get up there. I got Greek cities there, those Spartans waiting to attack. There's Carthage spear units there. I've got my cavalry, as I say, ready to support my infantry. And you can see Scorpion King has moved his infantry over a little bit towards mine there. And you can see Man King's Seleucid army moving over. It wouldn't surprise me if he took his cavalry up to support my infantry there. That wouldn't surprise me if he took that chariot unit up and those cavalry units up as well. But if you notice here, can you see Schemer is absolutely miles away there to try and get to us. But I think, as I say, he's been very conscious of those Pontus chariots. He will be moving in our direction, but he has been keeping a tactical eye on those chariots there. And as I say, these chariots here, I'm not going to spoil the game for you, but they could prove decisive and pivotal during the course of the battle. But we'll just have to wait and see how decisive they are, okay? But here you'll see my infantry. I've got up as high as I can. That's about the highest high water point that I can get to there. I can't get up any higher than that. There's just too many cavalry, well-upgraded cavalry on the high ground ready to stop me. But as I say, I thought to myself here, if I can attract as many enemy troops, especially those Greek city troops there, especially those Spartans on me, then maybe that might give my allies a chance to get into advantageous positions there. I've got my cavalry there ready to counter any cavalry that comes down. But this is a nice move here by Kornova. He's got an anti-cavalry spear unit there, look, in between the Julii cavalry and my cavalry. So if that Julii cavalry smashes into my infantry, that spear unit might stop my cavalry from being able to kind of support my infantry there. You can see that downhill charge of those Sacred Band cavalry there. That you can see Kornova was thinking about that with that spear unit as well. Look, can you see that that spear unit could be a real problem there? Okay, so I'm throwing my pilers now into those Spartan units there. Okay, and here you can see Mad King bringing his Seleucid cataphracts over, look, to help here on this left flank. Okay, but you can see those Spartans. As I say, I remember thinking to myself there, if I can just hold and pin those Spartans, I'm not going to get many kills. I think I'll be lucky to get 500 kills in this battle, but if I can hold and pin them there, as I say, it might enable my allies to get into advantageous position. As I say, here you can see Mad King's brought his chariot and cavalry over as well to try and neutralise the downhill effect that the enemy have got. You'll see Scorpion King has moved his infantry closer to mine here. And as I say, remember the firepower that he's got there could prove devastating. But those Spartans there, as I say, that was the main thing we were worried about there. You know the specifications of those Spartans are really tough. Here you can see Fesson bringing his infantry across and some more Carthage Sacred Band spears that Kornova had hiding in the woods there, moving across to the battle as well. But as I say here, I really wanted to get up higher than what I am at the moment, but I'm basically stuck there now. But as I say, if I can keep those Spartan units interested in my army there, they, as I say, my allies could make the most of that. As I say, I'm throwing pilers into there. Uh-oh, here comes that red Julii cavalry, fully upgraded cavalry there, like, coming down the hill with that downhill charge bonus. Just look at that. And bang! They smash into the flank of my battle formation there. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Fully upgraded Julii cavalry units there. Oh my gosh, here comes the rest of them. This could be it maybe, and bang! As they smash into the flank of my units. I turn some units to face a threat of those cavalry. Pause again for a second there. Oh my gosh, just look at those fully upgraded cavalry come down that massive hill there. So the downhill bonus they got was pretty massive there. And I got the Greek cities, Spartans pushing in on me as well. And I got all that coming down onto my infantry. But I'm just thinking, as I say, if I can just hold and pin as many units as I can there. There's my general. Now he is very exposed to a cavalry hit there, so I'm going to move that unit into the battle formation more to try and protect the general. As I say, here you'll see Scorpion King attacking there, but of course attacking uphill, especially against pike and spear units, is very difficult for a Roman army. Now over here you'll see that Schemer's brought his cavalry over, and I know he will be using that very effectively, but his infantry is miles away at the moment, but I know he'll be smashing into the rear of engaged enemy units with those cavalry there. So well done to Schemer getting his cavalry over here. Maybe we'll need his infantry over a bit more quickly. And here goes his cavalry. Look, and bang! And they smash into the rear of enemy pike units there. Really good use of his cavalry. But as I say, here you can see me counter-attacking with my cavalry into that Julii cavalry. But remember that Julii cavalry is fully upgraded. And here comes the Sacred Band cavalry as well, smashing into my cavalry. And bang, with that massive downhill bonus. Now come on, Mad King, we need your Seleucid cataphracts to intervene here. Help my cavalry out, because I'm getting smashed from a downhill charge bonus of Carthage cavalry, and I'm fighting fully upgraded Julii cavalry as well. Just look at that steep hill that Carthage Sacred Band cavalry has got that massive downhill bonus, charge bonus onto my infantry there, onto my cavalry, sorry. But oh my gosh, but you can see the Spartans making inroads into my battle formation there. Okay, so you can see that. And if you notice, I've moved my general into my battle formation there to protect it a bit more from any rogue cavalry attacks. Scorpion King still doing well there with his 18 infantry. And there you can see that Mad King's Seleucid pikes have now arrived, and he may well be trying to hit the enemy in the flank there, but it will be an uphill slog for his pikemen. Okay, but here, this could prove pivotal to my army here, because if my cavalry doesn't hold, then all that cavalry, all that enemy cavalry will smash into my infantry. Oh my gosh, just look at that Carthage cavalry there, like, and bang, as it smashes into my infantry. It wouldn't surprise me if he turned round and went into the back of my cavalry. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what he did. And there you are, look. He's just turned his cavalry around and smashed it into the back of my cavalry. I don't know how long my cavalry is going to be able to hold there. Still holding now. 1 unit left, or is it 2 units of my cavalry left there? Pause the game for a second here. So you can see here, I just want to show you a good move by Scorpion King. Can you see he's put his cavalry general in amongst my infantry, giving me extra morale boost there from his general. So he's trying to give as much morale as he can to my army, because he knows that I'm just about holding out against those Spartans and all that cavalry. And oh my gosh, there's Fessen's infantry could well come into the flank of my infantry as well. But that's good, because as I say, if I can hold and pin as many enemy units as I can, then as I say, my teammates may well take advantage of that. Come on, Mad King, charge that cavalry in. We need your cataphracts there to smash into those troops. Right, that's all my cavalry has just been taken out. Okay, so they held quite well there, I thought, with that downhill charge bonus the enemy troops had. Now all that enemy cavalry now are free to smash into the rear of my infantry battle formation now. There you are, you can see there, there's that Carthage Sacred Band going in there like a bang, and that red Julii cavalry charging in there like, and bang, is that unit charged in there. But here you can see that Mad King is charging his cataphracts and chariots into the enemy there. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on at this time. Okay, so over here, as I say, you can see a lot of Pontus pikes have been routed there, with a combination of Scorpion King's SBQR infantry, Seleucid pikes, and Schemer's cavalry charging in there, smashing in there, getting a full cavalry charge bonus, and then pulling his cavalry out, locking and loading it again, and charging it back in again. So well done to him. But please keep an eye on these Pontus chariots. Okay, please keep an eye on these. These guys, as I said earlier, maybe these chariots being kept fresh and out of the fray could prove decisive and pivotal to the battle. Right here you can see Schemer's infantry is nearly near us. Now, if you notice, his infantry are warmed up. And the reason they're warmed up is because he's walked all the way over here. He hasn't run his troops. If he ran his troops over here, his troops would be exhausted and their battle proficiency will be no good. So that's why he's walked his troops over. But as you can see, my infantry is getting a real hammer in there. There's that fully upgraded Julii cavalry going into the rear of my troops. Look at bang as they smash in there. Oh my gosh. But as I say, I'm doing what I wanted to do there, trying to pin and hold as many of those Spartan units as I could there. And you can see that's a big scrap going on here with the Seleucid cataphracts up against those Sacred Band spear. But remember that there's a Carthage Sacred Band spear unit in amongst them. Right, that's good news for us. Okay, I've just spotted that. Good news for us. The Pontus general has just been killed. Okay, so the Pontus general's just been killed, so that's great news for us. We know Pontus morale's not very good, so to take the general morale bonus away is really good news for us. That's great. And as I say, you can see the Seleucid pikes of a Mad King are starting to come into the fray as well. So this is good news for us. As I say, my infantry's still holding against those Spartans there, but I can see a few of my units starting to crack. But if you notice, can you see that one unit there? Look. This is pretty good, I think. If you have a look, that one unit fought down to one man. Look. So he's fought down to one man before he routed, and that unit fought down to two men before it routed as well. So my troops can't do any more than what they're doing there against the Spartans. But well done to Mad King with his Seleucid cataphracts there, doing really well. But you can still see some cavalry up on the higher ground there, ready to charge down and making the most of that massive downhill charge bonus that they will get there. Okay, but you can see those Spartans, as I say, eating into my battle formation there. As I say, I think I'll be lucky to get 500 kills in this battle, but I'm just trying to be tactical in the way I'm holding up those Greek cities. Right, you can see those chariots are moving. Now get ready for this, because as I say, this could be possibly a decisive moment in this battle. Okay, right, so as I say, here you can see Scorpion King's SBQR infantry doing a really good job there, along with the Seleucid pikes of Mad King. But you can see a lot of my units have now been routed by those Spartan units that I were trying to hold. Uh-oh, and here comes some Carthage Sacred Band cavalry. They're going to smash into my battle formation as well. I wonder if that's what they're thinking about doing there. But as I say, you can see we're not doing too badly at the moment. And there's a Seleucid cataphracts there of Mad King that charging into those Carthage Sacred Band units. But as you can see, the Sacred Band units have got a downhill turn. Right, this is bad news for me. All my units except my general have now been routed. They've been fighting for a long time against those elite Spartans there, but everything but my general has now been taken out. Okay, so that's bad news for me there. Okay, and look at Fessen's Julii infantry as well. He's been holding that back as well there. So that's not very good news for me. Let's say here you'll see the Seleucid cataphracts are trying to fight uphill against these Sacred Band Carthage cavalry there. But just look at these Pontus chariots of Man 2. Right, can you see the Pontus chariots coming in here? Now, as I say, get ready for this. Let's just pause the game for a second. So there you are. You can see those 6 fresh Pontus chariots. Well, they're winded now, but they were fresh a few minutes ago, charging into the rear of our troops. Okay, now remember, Scorpion King's army has been fighting for a long time, so his troops are going to be tired, battle depleted, and there goes the chariots. Oh my gosh, it's like a massive wave coming in there. A massive wave of devastating chariots charging into the rear of Scorpion King's infantry and our Seleucid ally as well. Oh my gosh, the fear factor, the attacking specifications that those chariots have basically routed, I think, basically all of Scorpion King's army and just killed his general as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all my army has now been taken out. Okay, my entire army has been taken out, so that's bad news for us. And as you can see, my general there, that was the last unit standing, has now been routed. So as I say, all my army has been taken out. And if you notice here, the devastating effect of those Pontus chariots, just look at Scorpion King's SPQR troops routing, plus our Seleucid pikes as well. So that was a battle-winning chariot charge there by the Pontus general there, man 2. So that's a battle-winning chariot charge there. And just look at all these enemy troops now. There can charge into us as well. But so well done to man 2 there. I think he's won the battle for his team there with that really decisive and pivotal chariot charge there. Routed all the Seleucid pikes of Man King and all of Scorpion King's army there. So well done to man 2. He's won the battle there for his team, bringing that devastating chariot attack in to the rear of our engaged tired troops there. And as I say, all of Scorpion King's army has been taken out. All of my army's gone. Most of the Seleucid pikes got taken out there as well. Now you can see Schemer with his Scipii troops. That nice tactical move, trying to get up onto the higher ground. Look, nice tactical move there for Schemer, trying to get up on that higher ground. There you can see a few of the pikes of Mad King have managed to rally there. Nice cavalry charge there for Schemer. But look here, you can see Fesson trying to get up onto the higher ground and charging to the flank of Schemer's blue Scipii army. Okay, but here you'll see a Mad King moving his pikes forward into the Carthage Sacred Band unit. I'd just like to show you something interesting here. You'll see that the chariots of Man 2 here, the Pontus chariots of Man 2, plus the cavalry of Kornovoi and Aurelius here, can you see what they're doing? They're making sure that none of our troops rally. Okay, they're not allowing any of our units to rally here. They're going to chase them down so that they can't rally. Okay, so that's a very good move and a good tip for new players to Rome Total War. Always chase down routing troops. Otherwise, they can rally, come back and kind of bite you in the butt. Okay, so here you'll see Mad King with his Seleucids there fighting the Carthage Sacred Band units there. And at the top of the hill here you can see that, as I say, Schemer got his infantry in a really good position. But look at all these Spartan units. If I was Aurelius, I'd get up on the higher ground up there and just charge down into Schemer's Scipii troops there. And that looks like what Aurelius is going to do. Okay, so as I say, look at these chariots, these rampant chariots, still charging around the battlefield here. But you can see Mad King spotted those chariots and have turned pike units to counter any chariot attack. Make no mistake, those chariots get anywhere near those pikes and they will be routed. And Man 2 will know that. But it wouldn't surprise me if Man 2 took those chariots up on the high ground and smashed into the back of Schemer there, just to finish him off there. So, as I say, you can see Aurelius getting his Spartans up on the higher ground. You can see Man 2 getting his chariots, wanting to get his chariots up on the higher ground. You can see Schemer's anticipating that. You can see he's moving some troops to try and counter the threat of both the Spartans and the chariots there. Oh my gosh, Schemer's going to get hit by chariots and Spartans by the looks of it. Chariots are going to go in first. Oh my gosh. And you can see that Schemer's already fighting Red Julii infantry, and then the Spartans are going to come in from higher ground as well. So I would think that will be the end of Schemer's army there. But as I say, Mad King is doing really well with his Seleucid pikes here against the Carthaginians. Well done to him, he's doing a very good job there. Oh my gosh, look at those chariots charging into Schemer. But those chariots are very tired. So remember, when a unit is very tired, when units are very tired, their battle proficiency is not very good. And, you know, their morale is not very good either there. But you can see there that, I can't believe it, Schemer's army is still holding, even with that big chariot hit. And bearing in mind, he is fighting Julii infantry as well. Oh my gosh, so well done to Schemer. Holding really well there. Oh my gosh, but now he's got the Spartans coming downhill at him. That could be a real challenge. Over here you'll see that Mad King, I think, has now routed most of the Carthage units that he was fighting. In fact, there you are. So well done to Mad King with his Seleucid pikemen there, has routed the Carthage Sacred Band units that were fighting him. And still Schemer still somehow managing to hold there against chariots, enemy Julii, infantry, and those Greek cities coming down on him as well. So well done to Schemer there, holding really well. Now if Mad King is going to, I wonder if Mad King's going to bring his Seleucid pikes up to try and help Schemer, or if Schemer's going to move his infantry down to the Seleucid pikes, maybe get behind the Seleucid pikes there. That might be a good move. You can see here that Mad King is micromanaging his Seleucid pikes there. Can you see he's sorting out his battle formation there to make it a stronger battle formation, bearing in mind he's lost so many pikemen there. But as I say, Schemer's doing really well. I just don't like the positioning of those Spartans on that higher ground. Remember that when those Spartans charge down, they're going to get the downhill charge bonus onto Schemer. But here you can see Mad King moving his pikes forward there. But just look at Aurelius' Spartan units moving down that hill. Now it wouldn't surprise me if Schemer moved off to the flank here, allowing our Seleucid ally to take the Spartans on head on, and then our Scipii ally Schemer comes around the flank or gets in behind the Spartans there with his Scipii infantry. Now that would be a good tactical move. Okay, but here you can see the Spartans there moving steady and slowly down the hill, but they'll still be getting the downhill advantages there. Okay, but remember those Seleucid pikes are longer than the short Spartan spears. Now this is a nice move here by Schemer. For a starter, he doesn't want anything to do with that amok chariot. That amok chariot, luckily I think there's only one chariot there, so it might not have done him too much damage. But that amok chariot could have done him a lot of damage there. Now you can see him getting his troops above the Spartans there. Nice move there by Schemer. Nice tactical strategic move there, and he may well be looking to get above them and charge down into the rear of them there. Now unfortunately for us, can you see that that cavalry, that well upgraded cavalry of Aurelius's with 8 upgrades on, has got in behind Mad King's pikes. And when they charge in there, I think that could be a mass rout, because that will be a hammer and anvil attack. The Spartans being the anvil and that cavalry being the hammer there. And you can see here that the Seleucid pikemen are doing well against the Spartans. Right, here comes that cavalry. Now get ready for this. This could be decisive. It's a chariot and cavalry hit into the back of our Seleucid ally. And here it comes. There's a chariot first, and then the cavalry, and bang! As they smash into the rear of our Seleucid ally there. Oh my gosh, look at the impact. Remember that cavalry's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Still our Seleucid ally is managing to hold. In fact, that he managed to turn some pike units. Can you see some pike units have been turned there to counter that cavalry attack? So well done to Mad King. He could see what was coming there and turned his pikes to face that. But he's got Spartans pushing into him as well there. But that was a really good counter move there by Mad King with his Seleucid pikes. That was really well done. They routed a lot of that enemy cavalry. I've got a feeling that cavalry is going to rally, but he did well there. And also, can you see the blue Scipii infantry of Schemer coming in behind the Spartan units there? Still, those Seleucid pikes still holding, even against downhill attack by Spartans there. So really well done to Mad King there. But as I say, that Greek city's cavalry has rallied, and it wouldn't surprise me if it charged it again. He's going to charge his general in there, and bang! Bad news for us. I think he just killed the Seleucid general. I'm not sure there, but I just thought, was it the Seleucid general there, or Scipii allies general there just got killed? That's bad news for us. But you can see some of the Spartan units starting to rout now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it, but I can see some of the Seleucid pikemen of Mad King starting to rout as well. But as I say, great move there by Schemer, getting his blue Scipii infantry in behind. But there's the cavalry of Aurelius. As we said, they've rallied, they've got really good upgrades on, and at this stage of the battle, we know the Seleucid pikemen are going to be battle damaged. Their morale will be low because they're battle damaged. Will this cavalry attack prove absolutely pivotal to the outcome of the battle? Here comes that cavalry smashing into the rear of the general unit, and bang! bang, and it smashed in there. But then Aurelius saw that the pike unit had turned against him and decided to move his cavalry back. He didn't go full in with that cavalry charge there because he knows he's going to charge into pikes head on, and he didn't want to do that. Oh my gosh, look at the combination of Mad King's pikes and Schemer's infantry there, taking out these Spartan units. They've done extremely well there. As I say, from what I can see, oh, there goes the general there, bang, as he charges in there. You can see these couple of Spartan units are still fighting, and they've got cavalry support there. But over here, you'll see that Schemer and Mad King between them have routed the rest of that Spartan army. Who would have ever thought that? And there you can see them charging in to attack those last few units there. I see Fessen's got a couple of his infantry units still fighting there. But oh my gosh. Nice move there from Mad King and Schemer there. Using their years of experience here, pushing in on those Greek cities unit, that Greek city unit, and he's routed that. So really well done there. You can still see there's a lot of enemy cavalry around there, but it is only light cavalry, and a lot of those units have been battle depleted, and they're going to rout. They're routing it because they've been battle depleted, and their morale is so low. Right, let's just pause the game for a second. So well done to Schemer and Mad King there. Really did well. But if you look at the battlefield, look at the dead. Oh my gosh, just look how massive the actual killing fields, if you like, on this battlefield was there. I mean, if we look here right at the bottom of the hill there, you can see lots of dead there. Massive battle there. I can see a lot of Pontus pikemen there, dead there. As we move up the hill, oh my gosh, just look at the dead here. Lots of chariots involved here. I think that's where the chariots smashed into the rear of our army there. Oh my gosh. And as we move up the hill there, that's where my infantry made its last stand. As I say, trying to attract enemy troops. I'll be very surprised if I got more than 500 kills there. But was just trying to do a tactical thing. Look at the cavalry dead here. This line of dead cavalry there. Oh my gosh, and over here as well, I notice there's a lot of dead Seleucid cataphracts there as well. I think that's probably where they were fighting that spear, that Sacred Band spear unit. As we move over here, look, you can see the Spartan dead. There, their red cloaks really show in the snow there. You can see where that cavalry charged into the rear of our Seleucid ally. But really well done, as I say, to Schemer and Mad King there with Seleucid and Scipio units. Just that one unit, I think, of Aurelius is left there up on the higher ground. But I think for all intents and purposes, our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. As I say, you can see very battle depleted units there. Might be worthwhile going up onto triple speed now. There, and just look at all the dead. What a massive battle that was. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that we won that with all the disadvantages we had. Let's go up to triple speed. I should imagine Aurelius will admit defeat. Or he's just admitted defeat there. How we managed to win that, oh my gosh. I just don't know, against the odds there. So first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Everybody played really well. It was a fantastic battle, one of the best I've been in, I think. You can see it was a close victory there, as we were expecting. And the highest kills unusually goes to someone in the losing team, to Aurelius. 2,059 kills. I always think getting to the 2,000 kills is special. So to get over 2,000 kills, well done to Aurelius. And a lot of those kills would be my infantry, I think, where I was trying to hold him up. Well done to Fessen. Now, he had less than 1,000 kills, so he might be a bit disappointed. But I thought he played well, especially with his cavalry. So well done to Fessen. Well done to Man 2. Look at the kills that he got with Pontus. 1,730. So really good kills there. As I say, brilliant kills there with Pontus. As I say, Aurelius' highest kills in the game. And RV Kornovi. Look at the kills that he got with Carthage. I mean, oh my gosh. Really well done to the other team. How we ever won this, I just don't know, to be honest with you. And there's my kill, 626. Very disappointed with those kills there, but I guess I was just trying to hold there of being very defensive. As we talked about before, if you go defensive, you don't get very good kills. So I was expecting less than 500 kills, actually, so it was a bit better than what I thought. But as I say there, I was just trying to be a bit tactical. Well, then the Scorpion King got some great kills there with his cavalry and infantry, his cavalry general there, and 18 infantry units. Well done to Mad King with his Seleucid pikemen there, and his cataphracts did really well. And well done to Schemer, 1,750, second highest kills in the game there. So well done to Schemer as well. As I say, just looking at that map there, how the heck did we ever win there with all the disadvantages we had there of that massive hill that we had to fight up? So as I say, that was the 8th battle of disadvantages. Please leave a comment. I'd like to read what you think about this battle. See you soon, and bye for now.